Yo, welcome to Team Radd Titan, and today, Alex, Gio, we will be reviewing the Figurama Collectors Attack on Titan piece. This is the Armor Titan and Eren Titan. Alex is going to be breaking down what this is about and all the situation. We're going over the details, talking about the edition size, all the goodies you get when you buy this piece. So stay tuned to see what we think, yeah?
Hey everyone, it's Alex and Gio. As Gio was saying, we are looking at the Attack on Titan piece by Figurama Collectors. This is the Armor Titan versus Eren. And if you look at the top, you've got the little Mikasa. Mikasa, yeah. So Mikasa
Ackerman.
Yep, so what we do is we'll go through this, we'll do the upper, top and bottom, give you limited history of the characters, and work our way through this. So we'll start right at the beginning, which is what you actually get in the box. So it comes in two big boxes. I got the first box delivered, which was the base only. It was a big enough box. And then the body was delivered after, and it was an even bigger box. So I can see the Figurama took the approach of making it so that they're not giving you a really, really, really big box like they did with previous pieces like Hunter x Hunter, which becomes unshippable at later dates, as people found out.
Good point.
Yeah. So then
they're doing that at the moment, isn't they? They've been quite fussy. Rules are changing with the size of boxes people are willing to ship.
Well, that's actually one of Shenab's background. The CEO, his background actually was in packaging. So that's right up his alley. Also, with this piece, it's got so much more intricate parts that if you put all this in a big box together, you've just got so much more chance of breakages. What we'll do is, so obviously you get all this in the box.
You said this was about 30 pieces.
Yeah, we'll go through that in a second because I think it's 33 pieces.
Wow.
So obviously you get the usual Figurama collection.
It's quite classy.
And I like the look of this. So you get the old style wax press, which is wax, is plastic, but you get that. So it kind of goes with their kind of line, with the anime stuff, and obviously the Castlevania stuff and things like that. It fits in very nicely. Only problem is they do glue it as well, so you end up getting that. But I don't think they should glue it. I just think they should stick it with the crest. So what you get here, get these out. So what you get is you get the certificate of authenticity. This actually is an artist proof. This is sent to us for review for helping Figurama out in the past. So huge thank you to Figurama for that. And this is signed by...
They're brave, aren't they?
Yeah, very brave.
They're brave sending it to us, man.
This is signed by Shenab and actually another good friend, Caleb, Nevson, sculptor. So you get that with a nice gold emboss there.
Dude, man, Shenab's signature is similar to Stanley. That's pretty close, man.
Yes.
It is pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, for comparison reasons. Yeah. Shanab's been inspired.
Yeah, that's what Will comes to stuff.
I remember.
That's when you pulled this out and I saw it from the corner of my eye. I was like,
yeah.
Jesus, has Stan been involved in this process?
Yeah. This was actually, they signed the poster as well. So hopefully we'll get some pictures.
Proper signature as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Proper signature.
Yeah.
They're not auto pen, that's a proper signature.
Well, what happened was when they were sitting at the con in Japan, 2018. I can't remember if it was the summer one or it was the winter one, but they were literally sitting there with a stack of them, signing them all there and then.
And they've signed this too, and they've dated it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also you get the...
Loved it, that's really nice, isn't it? That's proper, that is.
Yep. You get the instruction manual as well, which tells you how to put it together. There were a few pieces which weren't in the place.
I don't see them saying not for
sale.
Not any of their nonsense on there.
Okay, anyway. So you get the pieces here. This is listed as 34 pieces. So she is 34. I said 33. Also in this, there is actually another section around where number 7 is here. On there, that was actually another piece. I believe that was number 16 was in there for me. When I put this together yesterday. Again, the instructions, they do what they need to do. You can actually look at them and you can work out where they need to go. So that's always a win. I was putting this together. The assembly looks quite daunting to start with. And you're a bit like, oh man, how many pieces and how many really small pieces. but when you actually put them into place, the magnets really like suck them into where they need to be, and it actually works really, really well. And the engineering is done really, really fantastic on this.
You have any problems with any of it?
The only problem I had is the part on his arm, so on the armored Titan's left arm that comes around.
Yeah, the punching arm.
Yeah, there was one broken piece there which I have glued. So I've contacted Figurama about a replacement.
You did a really good job with that, actually.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is
because it's clear resin.
Because it's clear resin, you need to get a replacement part.
But the good thing is it's sort of, it's more like translucent resin, opaque resin, and it's got some shading through it. So actually, if it was clear, you would really see it.
Yeah.
And you can't actually see it that badly in a minute. But you have asked for a replacement part, which is cool.
Also,
this is heavy, bro.
The hand on
this is heavy. As I'm trying to turn this.
I bet if you put it on, you'll be like. It done that with something else I tried to tell.
Like an old man sitting down in it or getting up.
Also, Mikasa's hand had come out, but it was at the joint, so it was fine. I just glued that back in there. It wasn't a problem. Where do we start? I did see this piece in Japan.
You saw the prototype, didn't you?
I saw the prototype.
Right, so let me just get this straight before I even get into this, before you start talking. You saw the prototype in person.
Yep.
There was some talk about this, online. A couple of people took some bad pictures of this early and said that they hadn't delivered on the prototype.
Yeah.
Would you, having seen it in person now, because I didn't see the prototype, would you concur that, or would you say that actually no, it's delivered?
No, I think the original pictures which were taken like about 3 months ago, maybe, were really bad. I mean,
you should get out of the way now.
No, they were taken at a con, and I believe they were probably a prototype as well. I don't even know if they were
overshot.
And it was like one of those ones where people literally do a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, we've seen it in person many times.
And it's almost like as well the people they take pictures to kind of be the first people to put them up and whatever. So that was a really terrible example. There was then all these posts about it saying it was a recast. There were posts about it saying that the prototype didn't live up to production and whatever else. But having it now,
live up to prototype, yeah.
Yes, yeah, well,
yeah. That way.
And but the problem with that, I believe, is unless you see a lot of these pieces in front of you, you can't really judge them. When you, for example, with these lights and convention lights. When you take certain pictures, they can bleach out so much detail. So I'm hoping you can actually see all this on there. So again, to the actual question you asked me.
The question would be a start. Should run for office.
I do think that the prototype was painted really, really good, painted by a professional painter. I can't remember his name. It's something like Eyes Studio, which I'll put his name on the screen now, and I apologise for not remembering your name. But he is a very, very good painter.
Yeah, so but no production is ever as good as prototype paint.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is if you're going to have a prototype which is so heavily detailed and the paint work is so well done, there's always going to be elements where you're going to have to tone it down a little bit. And I don't think they've toned it down a lot. I think that given all this, I build up to it. I think that you can tell that it's a factory piece and not the production piece, but I don't think it's enough to kind of justify
to criticise it.
Yeah, because I mean.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how close is it? If you had to score it, let's 10 being the actual prototype, and 1 being you wouldn't even recognise. What would you say it was?
I'd say it's a good 8.5.
That's really high.
Because the thing is as well is
that's really high. So that's like 85% of 100 of the. There's no company that gets that close.
But that's not just the paint; that's the sculpt as well. So that's everything. Because also what you have to remember is that the sculpt
gets lost too.
The sculpt can get toned down a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm going from memory here, but I do recall a lot more kind of shrapnel because we had to put this together. Every one of these pieces was taken out. Now they have engineered it so that a lot of it is
fixed
attached to the base and fixed. I don't know.
There's quite a few of them there.
Yeah, I don't know whether some of it has been taken away, but there's still a lot of shrapnel, and they've engineered it again so that you don't need to add it in. And I think that's a really good way of doing it.
Epic. I love this guy. This guy is so.
But I do think that if you were to say that a company delivers a prototype piece at factory level exactly the same as, I think you'd be insulting the original painter as well.
Yeah.
I know there are painters out there like Mike Mignara and stuff like that. Mike Mignara, where he does paints for a lot of big companies. And I remember an interview, and I can't remember if it was him or the owners of PCS, but they said that the best thing about Mike is if you were to get something painted as a one-off by him, it would be so much better than when he paints prototypes. I was like, I don't know what. Then he goes, yeah, well, this is the thing, is Mike has worked in the industry so long that he knows what it takes.
What can be done.
Can be done by the factory. So he'll do it kind of at the best ability of the factory and what the factory can replicate.
He will go up. He will go up to as high as they can go.
Yeah.
And not be one of them guys which are, I don't give a shit if you can replicate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how it can look, and then that's your problem after that.
And there is that a lot.
In the sculptors and painters too.
In the industry, there is that problem, and it is a big deal where you, as a painter and a sculptor, you do have the that side where you want to get your best.
The ego.
No, it's not the ego. Sometimes you want to get your best out there and eyes on your best, but you need to be a team player, and you need to realize what factories and licenses even will approve, and factories can replicate. And I think sometimes that is something which people miss.
Yeah.
They'll always go prototype this, production that. No, and I think that's...
I get you. I'm with you completely.
Anyway, that was a really long-winded way, and I hope
you answered it pretty... Dude, you gave them 85% out of 100 of the prototype. That's a very, very high score. So, that means this is an overwhelming success in terms of, from Figurama Collectors, what they've managed to do.
I need to go back.
I didn't see the prototype.
I need to go back over.
But looking at this thing in front of me now, it's nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. The great thing about what I really like, but when I get to review these kind of pieces, because I have soft spots for sort of old school anime, manga stuff that I watched as a kid, but I really don't get invested in new stuff now. So there's so much of it that it's really hard to get the time to give it to this sort of thing. So I can view the piece purely from a statue point of view and an artistic point of view, and I don't need to have any, so it's actually going to get a harsher treatment from me because there's no nostalgia here for me at all. I have zero nostalgia or care for any of this.
Well, there's another bit of that is that you don't know what those reference are, so you wouldn't you're going by that, which is a bad thing in a way. But
it's a negative, but you have that, so that's okay.
Well, I've seen some of it, yeah. I mean, Attack on Titan, if you haven't seen it, I think it's on Netflix now. I've seen...
a lot of them. So like a lot
I think
of episodes.
there's 5 seasons, I believe.
Yes,
and I think each one has 20 episodes or so. So
that's 6 months you're not getting back.
But the kind of premise. I've only seen the first season. The kind of premise is that they live in this kind of city where it's protected by a giant wall, and you have the guys who protect it, and
like Mikasa, Mikasa.
And you kind of have those kind of characters. I mean, I think if I recall correctly, I did see about maybe 5 years ago, quite a while ago. Is they're like the younger new kind of new blood coming into
it.
And what happens is the city gets attacked, and for the first time in X years, someone starts to penetrate the city, the wall, and then you realise that. It starts getting deeper and deeper, and you realise that these are actual people, and I think the scientists, they worked out, that there's a bigger world, and they're actually just I think if I remember correctly, you're saying this, they're just like a project. Kind of watching and see how they'll survive.
I got you.
I think that's something I read about. But again,
I've these two fighting, who's bad and who's good?
If I recall correctly, the guy here is the
Eren.
goodie, which is Eren, and the only bit I remember where he kind of when he gets hurt, he turns into the thing, he bites his hand or something. And then obviously Mikasa's attacking the armored titan, so she's kind of got...
See, my favourite is him, so is he the villain?
Yes.
Oh, good, I'm glad.
What we do is we'll start down low and we'll go into that. So the base on this is...
It's the wall, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah, exactly that. Well done.
Thank you.
Picked up on that and you haven't even seen it. I was about to get into that, yeah.
It does look like the wall, yeah. And obviously, I thought when I come in, I was like, look, they got a nice little birdhouse here, and like this at the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't look like a birdhouse. That looks like an apartment building. So I was like, yeah, I get it now. They're massive. They're obviously massive, giant sort of monsters fighting.
The wall's huge. I mean, the wall is like.
I love
100 meters tall.
Mate, I love the opaque, translucent resin situation going on the bottom. It's like the whole base is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole base, all the smoke stuff is all of that.
The smoke and all this. I mean, this actually. Maybe if you wanted to kind of clutch at straws and kind of go like, oh, well, they could have. I mean, you maybe could have had like a really cool light up if you take advantage of that opaque. One of the problems with that though is the positive of that would be it could look fantastic.
Yeah.
But the problem with that as well is it could look bad, and it does show the paint strokes when you do that sometimes.
And also, another problem is it would have to be inside the base, and shipping and banging that around means you've got a 50-50 chance it won't work.
Sure.
When you get it.
Sure. And then you have to ship a whole base.
They'd have to ship a whole new base. And this is a big base, so replacement, paying for that, parts, sending big money.
One box is the base.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
Big money. So
the small box or bigger box? Smaller box, bigger box. The smaller box is the base.
They're very close in size, both boxes.
Yeah.
You sent me the dimensions.
One of the things I have just noticed on, so when you then do get up into the kind of smoke, you got all the debris of all these houses being smashed up, all the floorboards. One of the things is the one on the back, if I recall correctly, actually in prototype level, actually had all books on the shelf.
Oh, really?
There were like books everywhere. And when we were like looking at it, it was a bit like, oh, that's going to be like a bit of a pain in the ass to replicate that. So they've taken those off, which I don't blame them because you don't really see anyway. The thing as well is, if I can come around here, all of these parts and all these floorboards are all individually put on there. And again, when I was looking into having to put them on, I'm like, oh, fuck my life. And luckily, when you go near, the magnets are so good and the keys are so great that it just sucks straight into the right place. And
it does help that if it's all engineered and keyed very well.
Yeah,
your idiocy can sort of stay hidden, can't it?
Well,
it can forgive your stupidity.
Well, that's why I didn't do the live unboxing because of how many parts there were. I was like,
and how stupid
this is going to make me look really dumb. But in all fairness, I probably should have done it because it would have made me look like I was like Krypton Factory champion.
It would have definitely would have raised your profiles a tad.
So yeah, and obviously, the detailing on the floorboards are great, the windows are great. So that is an element they have toned down, and then you got like all the kind of roof tiles. And again, the roof tiles are kind of all
great colours through this as well. Nice break-up of colours. I like it.
And then I'm going to go into Eren first of all. Eren, I do really like the style of Eren. I like the way that you can see like the naked body, but then you've also got the shading on there. I love it, man flesh. And then
something great. He's doing his knee raises.
Yeah,
tell you that for sure.
He's doing that bicycle thing on his back.
Yeah,
crunches
he's doing. What is it? Dragon flags? Is it?
What's that one?
When you lay on you hold onto the bench, lay your legs up. You're like Bruce Lee. You just go down like that all the way up.
Never do bad for your lower back.
It's just bad in general for everyone in the gym who can't do it.
But that's the one where you lift them and people throw them down.
No. Dragon flags is like you just sort of like hold. You basically take the top of your hold behind you. And the top of your neck and shoulders is on a bench, and then your legs are like this straight.
Yeah.
You bring them all the way down to the floor where it's hard stuff. You see, you need to have some serious core strength and some serious rectors for Morris business going on.
Yeah,
he looks great.
But yeah, I like the kind of like the musculature, the way it's all been sculpted. He's dry and he's got like all that detail coming through. It looks like he's cutting weight for a fight or so.
Funny thing with it as well, interestingly enough, is the what I like is it sort of has like a hardened skin, almost like a scale type of skin. And the veins underneath are unbelievable.
The veins are
wicked underneath.
Again, I really, really hope that comes out on camera. But the way that the veins are like, they look under the skin.
Yeah, they really do. There's serious depth to it.
Yeah. They've been done really well. But
probably some of the best I've seen that actually.
But then also you have the veins sculpted on as well, so you can actually see the raised veins. You then got the smoke coming through. The head on there, the face is done really well. The tongue, the teeth. Really nicely
His
done.
decapitated jaw thing's eerily.
It reminds me almost of the.
It's got like a jagged jaw thing. Like a snake.
It reminds me like the Reaper from Blade almost.
Kind
of like before the split.
Yeah,
so
as it opens, yeah.
And that's done really well. The head comes in like a couple of parts, so the hair's separate.
Hair's so
the wisp is separate.
So detailed as well, man. Like all the individual strands and things. It's all blowing all over the place. Serious work's been done on that sculpt. Seriously good. Yeah. Caleb's killed the sculpt on this, and they've done a good job here.
Yeah, to be able to capture as well. And then we go on to the armored Titan. So obviously he's done then more where you can see the kind of like the strands.
He looks like he's reversed. He looks like his bone structure is outside of his skin, and his skin is on the underside, almost like armor. And what's interesting about both of these characters, which is really cool when you're looking at as a collective, like as a whole, is their body types are completely different. So he's more endomorphic, mesomorphic in build, and he's more endomorph, to be honest. And the other one is a little bit more of an ectomorph, so he's like long and lean. It's like me, and the other one's like it's like me and you. It's like me and you. It's like a glorified me.
Kind of not.
It's you in your good shape days.
I've never been that good.
No, I've never been that good. But yeah, definitely. I mean, and he's got my greyish sort of hairstyle, which I'm digging. Yeah. Do you know who he looks like in his face? He looks a bit like that.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You're right.
You all right?
You all right?
Not me. Don't look at me. He looks a bit like that dude from Sin City.
Oh, Marv.
Marv, yeah. He's a bit like Marv, doesn't he?
Mickey Rock Marv.
Yeah.
He looks cool, man. He does look a bit like someone. I mean, like the hair.
He looks so cool. I love that.
The hair is like a great kind of cable hairstyle.
It is. Like, that fucking dude from the game.
Oh no, I was going to say.
No, I'm going.
No, I was going to say. The guy from Avatar. Steven, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Hair looks cool, man. I love the armored sort of bone thing on his face. Got that sort of flesh all around him.
Yeah.
Pink, great shading. Even his like abdomen is like squares and his obliques and serratus, all like bits of solid bone, like an armoured guy, man. Obviously, armoured Titan is why.
It's done well as well, where you've got like then obviously because they're fighting in their mid motion,
two in a hand,
and you've got the mid motion, so you've got like all the debris stuck to their bodies, and
no one's winning.
No, that's what they're
that's
kind
the style, isn't it?
Well, that's what
I love that.
A lot with licensing, that's how you have to do it.
Is that how you have to do it?
I know with Marvel and maybe DC, but I know Marvel, you can't show a hero in peril.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Jesus.
You can't even insinuate it.
It's these kind of rules where people play football and don't keep score.
For example, that's why with like
let's play football and not keep score.
With Thanos on throne, they would never have been able to do like a crushed Iron Man head or a broken shield. I remember a company, they went out of business now, but I remember a company called, I went to their place when I was in Hong Kong, like 2016.
Yeah.
King Arts? No.
Yeah, maybe.
Might be King Arts, I might be wrong, but I think King Arts, and they actually had a replica of the broken shield from
Civil War?
Age of Ultron. Dream in Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a broken shield in there, and they had a replica of that. And it was they were never allowed to make it because basically they'd done the replica and it was metal, solid metal.
Why show it in the film if it can't be made again? Don't show it that way. You can't have it both ways, man.
Licensing is
so silly, man.
And then you go on to Mikasa. So basically,
clues are fantastic as well.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get close. One of the complaints on Mikasa as a piece when she was in the convention was there was no detail on her at all, and also she was brought in really, really late because I think on the first half of the day they didn't have her, and then she came in right last minute. I do think that there is a lot more detail on the face. I keep going cross-eyed looking at this. I do think there is a lot of detail there. Maybe you need to straighten that sword out, which you could do with a hairdryer. I do think there's actually, for the size of it, you got then the transfer on the back, decal there. So yeah, you got that. She's coming out there a little bit. But I do think the detail is there, considering, I mean, she is literally, what is that? That's
2 inches.
Yeah, 2 inches. So I think that you can see all the detail
there.
That's the only thing I think is the actual bend in the sword. But again, you just get a hairdryer.
Yeah, it's so thin though that you need to put a little. It wouldn't even need long. to be honest with you.
Yeah, good luck to Geo to get some close-up shots of that, because that's going to well blur out. We ain't got a macro lens. What we then do...
What's the edition size on this?
Oh, fuck you. I think 800.
Alright. Won't tell you on there. Because you're
850.
Oh, okay. So it's quite rare then.
Yeah.
I mean, considering
the popularity,
following and everything else, that's crazy.
Considering the popularity of the characters.
It's quite surprising it's so low.
Well, again, I think Figurama is still kind of finding their way. I mean, they are increasing edition sizes every piece they bring out, and they're still selling out within like a day.
This was fast to go as well, wasn't it?
This sold out in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I heard about this.
All of their pieces sell out in a couple of hours. So
I think it's fantastic. I mean, honestly, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
I think if you're into this kind of thing, man, as a diorama as well, it's shit hot.
Mm.
So much for your eyes to feast on here and enjoy. And I didn't see the prototype, but I think in terms of deliverables, I think it's really well done.
I'm going to get.
I'm quite surprised, really.
Do you have the second?
Yeah, of course I do.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, big idiot, yeah. Yeah, what does dumb fuck mean?
Yeah, big flopping dildo.
What do you want to do?
Well, we do like hand to elbow just to get that maximum distance.
Width.
Yeah, so this is like the maximum. So obviously you can angle this. Actually, that wisp comes out a bit more. So that is the maximum width.
I got 28.5 here.
What's that in?
So in centimetres, it's about 72. 72.
Obviously, you can angle this a different way, but
yeah,
that is the maximum width.
Yeah,
and then go. Obviously, we're going to have that angle. Then we go from this depth here, so front to back.
I might have to turn it to do that, you know.
Okay.
Because you want to be able. I want to be able to see through the body.
Yeah,
exactly.
There, and then
I'll go to here. You tell me when you're ready.
I'm in there.
Are you there?
I'm in there.
I've got. I would say it's probably to about here. So I would say you're looking at a 25.5 inches. So that is around 6. I would say 65 centimeters. Let go.
Wow. Okay, and then we're going to go for the height. So this is going to be the tip of Mikasa's sword.
Mikasa.
Michaela.
I've obviously got Michaela on the brain.
Who's Michaela?
Oh, I don't know. Who is she? Who is she? I have no idea.
And you have to remember, you have to go from here because there is obviously the lazy Susan underneath there. And you've gone way high. You're really high.
I can't. There's no way. Look, you take that and go up, and I'll hold it here. It's a two-man job. This. Look, you. Hey!
Peanuts, you get monkeys. Look, give me them. All right. So this, I would say, is 61 centimeters, which is 2 feet, so 24 inches. So,
does she come off then? You can take her off this one.
You can
so
take
she's
her
not
off.
even on it at all.
You can, but you wouldn't really do that.
I don't know. I kind of like just the two of them fight. I'm not sure I'm digging her in the middle of that personally. Oh yeah.
I'm going to turn this on.
You're doing it.
He's messing with me. He knows I don't like it that way. There you go. He knows I don't like it.
Now it is going. Ah!
And also, I mean, I'm afraid that you're going to now be hearing the this because of the microphone is right next to that. So you have to deal with that now for the next whatever. We'll just have a little spin around while we go over it. But yeah, so that really, really, really fantastic piece. Obviously,
thank you to Figurama Collectibles. Send it for us to have a little look at.
Huge thank you.
Share on Radd Titan.
Huge thank you. There is another video up actually if you want to compare with the prototype, which is if you type in Radd Titan, Attack on Titan, it will come up. It'll be like 75,000 views, which is an interview I did with Shanab, which come out really well actually. And then that actually got some close-ups.
Did you say so yourself?
I do say so myself.
If you want to blow your own horn a bit,
blow my own trumpet. So yeah, real nice piece, and huge congratulations to Figurama, congratulations to the team, and can't wait to see what they do next. You know,
smash! I really like it, man. I really dig it. Sometimes you see these pieces and you think maybe I should watch this.
Yeah,
sounds pretty cool.
You'll be a Windex, Grandpa. I like the bit I actually watched that recently, and there's a bit I never picked up on, and I watched it recently, and I picked up on it where he goes, the grandpa says, "Oh, he goes, I got a hot date with a widow Johnson." And then Michael goes, "What did you stuff for her, Mr. Johnson?" And I've never picked up on that before.
What you stuff like?
What did you stuff for her, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah.
And he goes,
Yeah. Did you not know he said
I didn't pick up on that before.
He goes, "It wasn't funny, Mike."
It wasn't funny, Mike.